The ONS has recently published a report suggesting that the COVID-19 pandemic may be reaching a plateau. This comes 2 days, 3 days into the lockdown, the national lockdown that has recently been instituted. Of course, this does not mean that the pandemic is not growing in certain locations. It's certainly possible that falls in some areas are counterbalancing rises in others. It does, however, call into question the grim prospects of a modelling that was presented before Parliament to justify the national lockdown that has recently been introduced. And it begs a question of the urgency with which it was presented. I believe Parliament in the end had 3 hours to debate these measures. It could have had several days, surely. Even considering that there are areas in which cases may be rising quite quickly, it is certainly the case that this could have been offset by diverting new cases to hospitals with less demand. There's no reason to believe that there couldn't have been a clear and protracted debate and a considerable amount of time spent on challenging the evidence to determine with a greater certainty and a greater satisfaction whether or not it was necessary to take this extremely momentous decision, or indeed to look at the fine-tuning and nuancing of that decision as to the extent and to the specific details. However, the question then arises, why was the need for such great urgency, particularly given the Civil Contingencies Act has provisions for instituting changes to law almost instantaneously, but offers greater protections for Parliament to retrospectively adjust and review them. One could almost be forgiven for thinking that the government was attempting to evade parliamentary scrutiny. Perish for thought.